Here's a roundup of what's been happening in the Eastern Cape flooding tragedy this week. What you need to know in 60 seconds.
And this leads your bulletin this hour. People from the flood-ravaged area of Decoligny in Mthatha West have started picking up the pieces of their shattered lives. Many are returning to flood-damaged homes, hoping to salvage some of their belongings. Some vowed to not return to the area, but search operations for missing people continue unabated. And of course, bringing us more information on this is, of course, our reporter, Mthatha West, who is in Mthatha for us. And this is as those mop-up operations continue. And of course, we now know that that death toll has since increased. And hearing from the police minister earlier today, and we also understand that those who are missing, that number, we will continue to bring you more live coverage on what is taking place in the Eastern Cape. Flood victims of the Skit informal settlement. And let's go back now to our reporter, Mthatha West, to give us more information when it comes to those who are beginning to pick up the pieces. Mthatha West, thank you so much for your time this evening. I mean, you have been covering much of today and what has been taking place in the Eastern Cape. And we now know that that death toll has since risen. And maybe let's start off here. We now know that people are beginning to rebuild their lives. What are the people in Mthatha West saying this evening as they begin to pick up the pieces?
Greetings to you and to the viewers at home. We were at Mthatha West during the day and we saw them trying to clean their houses, and those that lost their houses were housed in Sinolwazi Senior Secondary School, but they had to go back to where their houses were because authorities went there just to take records of those people that need their help. And they were so devastated, saying that they don't even know where to start because they don't even want to go back there because they are saying that they do not feel safe. They want to go somewhere else. We also saw some houses that were not finished yet, but those house owners were saying that they are not going to go back. They don't know where they will go. Maybe they'll just continue renting elsewhere. But we do have Mr. Ahmed Bamm just to tell us more from Gift of the Givers, just to tell us more about the operations as they are still continuing searching for the bodies. Mr. Bamm, we understand that there are people that continue going to forensic, but they do not get the bodies of their family members, and you are still busy on the ground searching for those bodies. What is the latest regarding that?
So from our search and rescue teams, we've mobilized 2 teams, which Gift of the Givers brought. We brought 2-3 days after the disaster happened, we brought a team in, and we've been recovering quite a lot of bodies. We brought a second team in again. It's challenging because the areas where the flood has affected is quite widespread. So today our search and rescue teams, if you look at it, I mean, we recovered 6 bodies today, and we recovered, so rescue efforts are going to continue, and we still got a huge area still to cover where we're going to still recover bodies. So instead of a rescue now, it's not a rescue exercise anymore, it's just a recovery exercise in terms of it, But as you can see, the search and rescue teams have been working hard. They're continuing to work every single day, and we're working quite together with all the government departments, all the, the Eastern Cape Department of Health, COCTA, South African Police Services, and all the volunteer organizations, and really putting a lot of efforts to cover as much grounds as possible, but also to be very thorough and look into the rubbles as well, because as you know with the floods, what has happened is as the water now starts to recede, the areas that we're starting to search are in all of these shrubs and all of these branches and stuff, and that's where we're finding bodies as well, you know.
So the 6 that you're talking about, is it an additional number to the 86 that we already had?
It's an additional number, so we found 6 today. So it's a recovery of 6 bodies today.
I can imagine people that are your team that is on the ground recovering these bodies. How are they? Are they managing, or do you switch the teams when the other one has done more recoveries? Because we also need to consider their mental state.
That's true, and I think, you know, a lot of the rescuers that you have do come from government departments as well. This is the work they do every day, you know. And what we do is, yes, we don't continuously use the teams to do rescues all the time. We do get them to rest a bit and take it that way. And, you know, besides just the rescuers as well, you know, we've got the South African Police Services K9 dogs as well. So we need to also rest the dogs, because they're the ones that are detecting the bodies as well. And now we have the air wing from the Eastern Cape Department of Health that's assisting as well as the South African Police Services. So you can see it's a multi-organization with a lot of role players involved just for search and rescue efforts in terms of that. But what we do is we have debriefing sessions, as you see now, when we stop every day, just so that we can monitor the mental health of our rescuers as well. And then from Gift of the Givers, we do provide also psychological services to the rescuers. It's mandatory, and we've extended it to all the role players as well. After the mission is over, that we will have debriefing sessions with them.
So I believe that you are here in Mthatha, and the floods did not only happen here in Mthatha. Do you have other teams elsewhere, maybe in Butterworth and Lusikisiki, where the floods also occurred?
So the area that we're focusing on will be Mthatha, because it's the epicenter. That's where the most highest count of bodies are. There are additional provincial teams that are working in the other areas, as it wasn't that much affected, if I put it, that what Mthatha was, you know. So the need currently is here, but we are available to make sure that our other teams can deploy. They are managing in the other districts or in other towns for now, because the need is still here. So we rather use the big team here, sweep the areas. As you see today, we recovered 6 bodies, and we can just give closure to many families as possible.
Thank you. We also have Mr. Ali just to tell us about the humanitarian part that you are also providing to these victims. And we've been to some centers, and they were saying that they are getting hot meals and they are getting blankets. But I understand that you are not only focusing here. There is also Butterworth that you mentioned earlier when we spoke. How are these provisions going on?
This is a huge operation. It won't be done in a week or 2. It will be extended for weeks. And as you said in your introduction, we are finding people coming now. The water subsided. They went back to their home. The structures are too dangerous for them to move in. They've lost everything. So they are looking for alternative accommodation. That's why the walls are filling up. But when they're in the walls, they've lost everything. They need humanitarian assistance. Gift of the Givers is running a huge humanitarian operation, not only in the OR Tambo district, but in the Butterworth area as well. In Mthatha, we are providing 2,000 meals daily. We are providing baby care packs, sanitary packs. We are providing blankets, mattresses. And of course, we know at the moment, currently, the big issue is water. Because of the extensive damage, the water treatment plant has been severely affected. The whole of town has on water shedding, and in the informal settlements, there's completely no water at all. So we are providing the institutions, in terms of hospitals, other health facilities, the forensics, even with water. We have deployed 2 water tankers to come into the area to see to the immediate needs of forensics and health, so there's no interruption with their operations. We are providing water to the shelters currently, so we are fearing an outbreak of diarrhea if there's no proper sanitation there. And we are extending this operation for the next few days as well. and we are working very closely with the relevant government departments. We just before I got into this interview, I was on a call with the relevant departments of social development and the district municipality, informing us of more halls that have been opened, of more hot meals that are being required, and we are taking care of that, and we are extending the same distribution we are running in Mthatha. We are extending that distribution into the Umkuma district municipality, which will be the Butterworth district. We're close to 3 halls are open, and close to 2,000 people are housed.
Thank you. Those are gifts of the givers, representatives, Mr. Ali and Mr. Bamm, just telling us about the operations that they are still managing to rescue or to recover bodies. As you remember that people are still going to these to the mortuary looking for their loved ones, but they can't find all of them, and they are still hopeful that since the rescue teams are still operating, they will find their loved ones. It's back to you in studio.
Nomzanele, thank you so much for your time. That's SABC News reporter there, Nomzanele Mngoma in Mthatha, giving us the latest updates when it comes to the Eastern Cape floods, particularly with the Mthatha region.